logs, jail surveillance footage, depositions, and other memos. Joining us right now is Democratic Congressman Stephen Lynch from Massachusetts. He sits on that House Oversight Committee we're talking about that just released the information. And also, Congressman, you attended the meeting with these women, these victims, 6 of Epstein's victims yesterday. I've seen images, we've showed it earlier this in the show, of Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace leaving that meeting in tears. Mace has spoken out publicly about being raped herself as a 16-year-old. Can you describe what these victims told you? I mean, what was the impression they left on you?
Well, it was very powerful and emotional testimony. 6 women came forward yesterday and met with us, a bipartisan group. I think a couple of the most powerful moments were they all invoked the memory of Virginia Giuffre and said that they were there not only representing themselves, but also the over 1,000 other victims who perhaps for one reason or another, couldn't come forward. So that was very, very powerful. They were speaking not only for themselves but for others, and it was palpable, the disappointment and the crushing effect that Donald Trump's lawyer had met with, with
the Assistant Attorney General Todd Blanche.
Maxwell. That he had met with Ghislaine Maxwell, and that her life improved immediately after that. She was moved from a secure facility to one that was much more accommodating to her, and they felt that they were being let down one more time, because all along the way, beginning with Alexander Acosta, the U.S. Attorney down in Florida, the sweetheart deal that was given to Epstein and his co-conspirators, they feel like they've been let down by the government over and over and over again, and there's the palpable sense that that's happening again, because Donald Trump doesn't want to deal with this anymore. He wants to know why are we still talking about Epstein, and then also when his attorney, relocates Ghislaine Maxwell and her life gets better, but these women, these victims and others are still looking for answers.
And, these victims have been let down by multiple administrations. I mean, this is 20 years, Democratic and Republican presidents' administrations, Republican and Democratic majorities in Congress, where everyone has fallen short for these women who are speaking out today. With that in mind, do you think them speaking out today, Congressman, is going to change the course that this has been on, which I will describe as DOJ dragging its feet and releasing documentation? We know that the Speaker of the House is trying to stop an effort to force the release of all of the documents. Are they going to change the course of this?
They could. They could. It depends on how members respond, both Democrat and Republican. There does seem to be some wellspring of support for these women among the Republican caucus, and there's full-throated support on the Democratic side, obviously. So it remains to be seen whether or not we respond. It is disappointing that Speaker Johnson is opposing the effort to bring the files public, and he's using the excuse that we're having these discussions and these women are having an opportunity to have their say, but we need the evidence, we need the files, and there needs to be a full, stem to stern review of this case, going back to the Florida cases as well as what happened in Manhattan.
And Congressman, on that, I mean, the Speaker had said that this discharge position, that this trying to force this to all be released, force this vote to all have the documents released, he calls it moot because of the work of the committee. But at the same time, you have the vote might even be today, but it is coming up, I think, this week on a measure that would direct this is going to get a vote in the House, direct the House Oversight Committee to continue the investigation it has already been conducting for weeks into Epstein and Maxwell. I've covered Congress for a long time. The committee doesn't need approval of the House to continue a probe that it's already conducting. What is this about?
It's a signal, it's a messaging measure so that Republicans can vote in favor of having the House committee continue its investigation. But we need the evidence, right? We want these files. We want our decisions to be informed. So this should be complete transparency. That measure is that's window dressing. That's not real. If Speaker Johnson wanted transparency and wanted to make progress here, he would allow that discharge petition to succeed, and we would get the documents that we've been asking for. It is
so
unbelievable that 10 minutes after he assured those victims that we would leave no stone unturned to get them justice, 10 minutes later, he was in front of the press saying, we're not going to allow the records to be revealed.
Do you think the Speaker lied to the victims behind closed doors?
It amounts to that, right? He's saying he wants transparency. He's going to leave no stone unturned, and yet he's saying, the measure, the discharge petition that would make those documents. Some of these women are looking for their own files on what the government had on them. So he's telling them that they're going to get transparency, and then steps outside, several minutes later and says, that's moot. We don't need to get at that. We don't need to have that information. There is a direct contradiction in both those statements.
And then there remains a very big question of what your committee will eventually gain access to and will release. Congressman, thank you very much for coming in. I really appreciate your time. Let's see what happens today. John.
All right, breaking this morning, a Star